they connect and bloom, a bloom, showing if they connect.
Hello, and welcome to my first show as a Bloom Show correspondent for the Bloom Show. I hope you really enjoy the conversation we're going to have today. And if you do, please subscribe, please like, and please comment on the channel. If you really enjoy the conversation today, our quick chat, I would sure appreciate it if you would share it with others in the industry as well. I'm going to be speaking today about two topics that I think you'll find interesting. The first is the massive tsunami of growth that's occurring in AI and why I don't give any thought to the naysayers. And one of the next huge waves of disruption that will be powered by AI, robotics, including self-driving cars, trucks, forklifts, but also the massive explosion coming of humanoid robots. So let's talk about this. First of all, if you've seen over the last couple of weeks, the performance of the largest companies that are investing in AI in this past quarter had huge upside surprises. In Q2 earnings calls, Microsoft, Google, Meta all reported strong AI-related revenue growth, and OpenAI has hit $12 billion in annualized revenue, and that's before they launched ChatGPT 5.0 yesterday. In fact, Bloomberg Intelligence is projecting that this year AI generative revenue will crack $250 billion, but they are projecting a 32% compound annual growth rate, which means that by 2032, over $1.25 trillion of revenue will be generated by AI companies. But even more astounding is the amount of investment now being poured into AI compute. Those same three companies in 2024, Meta, Google, and Microsoft, invested over $150 billion into AI infrastructure and model building. Now in 2025, the investment is $1 billion a day. You heard that right. The investment currently occurring in generative AI, over $1 billion per day. And yet their revenue continues to explode. Can anyone really question the massive changes our industry will feel in the next 2 to 5 years with that level of investment into such a fundamental technology? ChatGPT just announced 700,000 weekly users, and they project over 1 billion people will use ChatGPT weekly by the end of the year. This is not a fad, folks. It's not overblown. And the crazy thing about this technology, everybody can use it basically for free. Think about how all the apps proliferated after the iPhone launched in 2008. Do you remember that? Think about how our lives were changed as entrepreneurs began building companies and technologies on that platform. This will be 100 times bigger than that wave of change, given the fundamental intelligence that's underlying this technology and the massive amount of investment being poured into building it. So don't wait to think about how it will impact your business. Don't think about it. You either are going to be able to surf this massive wave, or it's going to crash around you and your company. And what is one huge area where AI is going to drive change outside of itself? That area is robotics. Friends, Amazon's obsession with robots is no secret. They've been automating warehouse work for years. And now Amazon has over 1 million robots humming away in the background. Now they only have 1.56 million people employed. And it is projected in the next 5 years, they will have more robots working behind the scenes than they do people. They're currently impacting over 75% of their deliveries. And the trend towards their greater automation is towards experiments in humanoid robots through agility and experiments with self-driving cars through Zoox. And if you haven't seen the news, over the last 3 months, it was shown that they have built into this massive warehouse in Southern California and created residential areas as well as business areas where they are teaching these robots inside driverless vehicles to live in our world delivering packages. The future is coming faster than we think. Driverless trucks are running I-45 between Houston and Dallas every night. If you think about Uber's model, currently their cost is about $2 per mile. But if you think about the Waymo taxi model, which is a very expensive model with LiDAR equipped in those vehicles, over $60,000 in equipment, but their cost is only 40 cents a mile. Now, when Tesla and others figure out how to use cameras and AI to drive cars at very little added cost, what will the cost per mile be then? Right? And then there's the case for humanoid robots. I know it's scary. We're all thinking of the Terminator here. But there's real reasons why I believe, and many believe, humanoid robots and their use will explode in the next 2 to 5 years. First of all, AI models need training data. And most of the large language models have already scrolled just about all of the written and image data on the internet to teach themselves. What's the next way that they can learn? Well, AI embedded in a humanoid robot walking around your house, around a warehouse, or your office will drive intensive real-life data for the model to train on. I ask you, how does your toddler learn to walk, to talk, to run, or throw a ball? You show them. They walk beside you. How do you train workers every day? You bring them into your office. They sit beside you and you show them how to do the work. They walk your greenhouse with you and you show them step by step. Humanoid robots will learn in the same way. And that as they learn, they will be teaching the entire model in the background, linking them to thousands or millions of other robots learning that same skill. And because all of our human workspaces have been ergonomically built for humans, with our range of motion, with our walking speed, with our ability to lift, humanoid robots will seamlessly move right into that space. If you want to see what that looks like, go to Figure.ai. Figure is a startup that currently has robots, and you can see them on their website working away in BMW factories right now, as well as in package delivery like Amazon. Humanoid robots are predicted to cost between $20,000 and $30,000 each within the next 5 to 10 years, which means you could lease one for about $300 a month. That's $300 a month for a worker that operates 24/7, never takes a vacation, never calls in sick. That's truly stunning when you think about it. Think about what this means for manufacturing and warehousing, for agriculture workers, for construction, for logistics and supply chain. You know, one of the people who's been foretelling this massive change for the last 50 years, he wrote the book, The Singularity is Near, in the late 90s, and he predicted this exact speed. His latest quote, Ray Kurzweil said, "We will experience as much change in the next decade as humanity has during the past century." Think about what life was like for Americans in 1925 and around the world. Think about all the change humanity has experienced between 1925 and this year. And think about his prediction, powered on all this investment, that in the next 10 years, we will feel that level of change in our lives from this fundamental technology. It's exciting. It's scary. I invite you to embrace this change today. We will be launching a blog post next week on Sahid's website for the Bloom Show, newbloomsolutions.com. I'll talk a little more in that blog post about steps you can take to begin to embrace AI in your personal life as well as in your office. As always, you can reach out to me personally to talk about it. I'll be at SAF Convention next week, and I will be at Delhi Show for Chrysanthemum Week in Medellin, Colombia, the last week of this month. Please say hi to me if you're there. As always, you can look at my website, rockingbarzy.com, for recent blog posts, and also can find my materials on LinkedIn. So that's what I have to say for you today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you'll subscribe. I hope you'll like and comment on this channel. And I will see you again on the second Friday in September, September 12th, where again, we'll have a quick 10-minute chat about what's on mind and what's happening in the lives of retail buyers, what's happening in the industry. Until then, so long, have a great weekend, and I will see you soon.
The blue showing if they connect them blue.